This was a coming out moment. This was an outstanding performance. This was a star making performance. This was a match of the year candidate. These boys went to town. And for Swerve, like I said, this took him to the next level. This was the purpose of the entire feud. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland. You see, when you see star making performances, I was telling the Wrestling's boys when I was on stream last night. This took me back to when I watched Triple H and Mankind as a child, and even then, as a child, Triple H is obviously dastardly heel, nasty guy, blah blah blah. But even then, as a child, and when I watched them, I think specifically the two matches between the Hell in a Cell match between Triple H and Mankind, I knew Triple H had stepped up. Triple H had become somebody on the other end of that match. And it's not to say that obviously Triple H wasn't someone before that, but that's exactly how I felt as I was going through the motions watching Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Now, Adam Page is already someone that's, he's got to the top of the mountain in AEW. So this is majority about Swerve Strickland. Ladies and gentlemen, Swerve Strickland has arrived. I don't know any other way to put it. He's arrived. If you didn't think Swerve was him, if you didn't think he had the minerals, if you didn't think that, what we're seeing and this push that AEW have been giving him over the past couple of months has been deserved, Swerve Strickland shut up a lot of people yesterday night if they didn't feel like he was ready for the main event scene in AEW. Swerve Strickland went to another level. And I've seen Swerve Strickland in, hardcore non-disqualification type matches before. And he's been excellent throughout. He's got this other level of violence. We've seen it in AEW. But last night on the pay-per-view, this was something else. This was an intense Texas death match with brutal spots from the word go. Hangman didn't even have an entrance. Hangman didn't even have his theme music. And I love Hangman's theme music. I love every time I hear it. He does a little spin around thing and the pyro goes shooting up. I love it. Hangman was all business. Hangman said, I can finally get my hands on my man that went into my yard and put his t-shirt on my son or my kid. Hangman came in hot, hit him with a buckshot lariat ASAP. And from there, what proceeded to happen? The staple gun. The staple gun. Like, honestly, stapling the finger painting. Remember the painting when Swerve went into the house and ripped off the fridge? He stapled that to Swerve's cheek. Like, incredible stuff. And everything. There's too much to mention here. We saw a pile driver on the barrier, the safety barrier. There was the stomp. There was the 450 onto the glass. There was the barbed wire spots. The one where Swerve threw like the barbed wire at Hangman, and you saw the barbed wire like wrap around Hangman's face. This was a coming out moment. This was an outstanding performance. This was a star making performance. This was a match of the year candidate. These boys went to town. And for Swerve, like I said, this took him to the next level. This was the purpose of the entire feud. This was the purpose of the entire feud between Hangman and Swerve. It was to get Swerve to this next level. Well, congratulations. You lot have done that. You lot have done that. because Swerve was excellent in this match. And much as I'm saying this almost helped to create Swerve into that main eventer, if anyone had in doubt he could have been a main eventer, this also showed that Hangman, Adam Page, is he's just an absolute star. Hangman Adam Page is from day one of AEW, in terms of story, what hasn't he been involved in that hasn't popped off? Even the unwarranted stuff with CM Punk, it had us all sitting on the edge of our seats. Yeah, the match at the end at the what was it, Double or Nothing, may not have been to everyone's liking, but when it comes to telling a story in AEW, I think Hangman might be top. I think Hangman might be the best storyteller in AEW, and of course that all comes down to, who you're telling the story with, who your sparring partner is, and all that kind of stuff. And like I mentioned, he kind of went into business for himself a bit with the CM Punk stuff, or went into business for the locker room, one or the other. But what Hangman has been involved in since arriving in AEW, from the Kenny stuff to the Dark Order stuff, like I mentioned, this CM Punk refinding himself in the Elite, the Swerve stuff. Hangman Adam Page is an unsung hero for AEW. Unsung hero. The guy is incredible. The guy is incredible, and we need to see Swerve as champion. Firstly, in my opinion, I think I have no idea. I mean, you guys let me know. Drop me a tweet, comment. Like, how do we get Swerve to the AEW World Title now? Realistically, obviously, we could do a match with MJF tomorrow and Swerve wins, but like, realistically, because for me now, Swerve can't lose. I'm not sure how much I'll buy him losing after surviving that death match. Like, I'm not sure Swerve can lose between now and becoming the world champion, because that's on the cards. Swerve has to become world champion in the next 18 months, in my opinion. In the next 18 months, like at maximum. If we're literally month 17 down the line, I need to see what's been happening, who's been world champion in the meantime, because sometimes you have to strike when the iron's hot. Swerve's hot. And then eventually, when Swerve is champion, I think Hangman versus Swerve for the third time. And if we get Hangman getting a win there, I think that could be incredible as well. Because Hangman does need another title reign, and almost to put to bed some of the demons of the first one. Because in the first reign, I think there was just a lot of tremendous matches, but he wasn't necessarily pictured the strongest. Obviously, he was still going through stuff in story. I want to see a dominant Hangman title run. But if you have not seen this match, if you do not have time to watch the entire AEW Full Gear 2023 pay-per-view, please go out of your way and watch the Texas Death Match between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. Hangman Adam Page, by many people's accounts, many circles were saying his death match with Moxley back in March this year at Revolution was a match of the year candidate. The match we got between Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland is about 3 times as good as Adam Page versus Moxley. I'm saying that, and I loved Adam Page versus Moxley. I thought that match was brilliant. This match is 3 times what that match was. And I'm saying 3 times in my chest. I hope it's not recency bias. I really hope it's not recency bias. I think if I watch that match back, I don't think it's touching Swerve Strickland versus Adam Page. I don't think it's touching it. So yeah, please, if you haven't seen this match, go out of your way to watch it. Let me know your thoughts. This is what a real blood feud should look like. I mean, pardon the pun, there was hella blood. But this is what a real blood feud should look like. This is the standard when it comes to death matches now. Not those other death matches where they're literally just killing each other with light tubes for no reason. There's no story or anything like that. When you're telling this is the real way to tell a a blood feud, a death match. Swerve has arrived. Hangman is him. Hangman is the king of the death match right now. I don't care. I don't care if he didn't win it. I don't care. This match was incredible. And like I'm saying, if you ain't seen it, go and watch it. Go and watch that match.